It started with a sound, a whimper I almost didn't hear over the wind clawing at my truck door that night. I'd just pulled over on Route 87, halfway between nowhere and everywhere, with rain slicing sideways like it had a grudge. I wasn't looking for anything but a smoke and 5 minutes to forget the week I'd had, layoffs, rent due, and that hollow ache in my chest that hadn't left since the breakup. You know the kind, when the silence gets louder than any argument ever did. But then, that sound, low, shaky, like someone trying not to cry and failing. I turned off the engine. The world went quiet except for the hiss of wet asphalt and the thump of my own pulse in my ears. I stepped out, my flashlight cutting a sharp beam through the dark, and that's when I saw her. She was curled up under a busted guardrail, soaked to the bone, her ribs like piano keys under patchy, matted fur. A dog, but barely. She looked more ghost than animal, eyes wide and unblinking, trembling uncontrollably. One of her ears was torn clean through like someone had tried to rip her out of the world by it. She didn't growl. She didn't bolt. She just watched me, as if I held the answer to a question she'd stopped asking a long, long time ago. I crouched down slowly, keeping my hands open where she could see them, my voice softer than I'd used in months. Hey, it's okay. You're okay now. She didn't believe me, and I couldn't blame her. But when I reached into my coat and pulled out the half-eaten sandwich from my lunch, cold, soggy, pathetic, I laid it in the mud between us like a peace offering. She didn't move at first. Then, inch by inch, she started to crawl forward, but not toward the food. She crawled toward me, and when her cold, wet nose brushed against my knuckles, I swear, something inside me just cracked open. Not broke, but cracked. Like light was finally getting through after years of darkness. I named her Mercy that night. Not because I thought she needed it, but because in that single, fragile moment, she gave it to me. Getting her back to my place was the easy part. My landlord, on the other hand, nearly had a stroke. "No pets!" he barked, his voice echoing down the hall. But it was too late. I'd already filled the bathtub with warm water, wrapped her in every towel I owned, and was sitting on the cold bathroom floor with her shivering little body pressed against my chest. She felt like a heartbeat I'd forgotten I even had. She didn't sleep that first night. She just stared at me with those huge, haunted eyes, like she expected me to vanish, like every human before me probably had. But I stayed. I didn't move. The weeks that followed were a quiet transformation for both of us. She started to put on weight. The haunted look in her eyes slowly faded, replaced by a cautious curiosity. She learned to trust the sound of my boots on the porch, and soon enough I'd come home to find her waiting by the window, her tail thumping a steady rhythm against the floor, a metronome set to hope. She was learning to be a dog again. I was learning to be a person again. Then came the morning that changed everything. I woke up feeling like I was on fire. The flu, I thought. Maybe worse. I couldn't move, couldn't think. The world was just a blur of sweat and fever dreams. But Mercy knew something was wrong. She jumped on the bed, pawing at my arm, a low, urgent whine coming from deep in her throat. Before I knew what was happening, she dragged my phone off the nightstand with her teeth. She dropped it right in my lap and let out one sharp, clear bark. It was like she'd seen it done 100 times on TV, like she knew exactly what to do. When the paramedics came, she didn't leave my side. She followed them all the way to the ambulance, her eyes locked on mine as they loaded me in. They were screaming, "Don't you dare leave me too!" And I didn't. At the hospital, they told me I was borderline septic. Another few hours and, well, who knows. But I made it. I pulled through. Because of her. Now, she rides shotgun with me every single day. Her nose is always out the window, ears flapping like little flags in the wind. At home, she's got a bed that's probably bigger and more comfortable than mine, a closet full of toys, and she has this look she gives me whenever I'm about to make a bad decision. Like she can see right through all the bullshit, right down to the scared kid underneath. People always say that pets save your life with their loyalty. But Mercy, she saved mine with a stubborn, silent love. The kind that doesn't ask for your best self. It just waits, patiently, until you remember you've got one. I still drive that stretch of Route 87 sometimes, not looking for anything. Just remembering. Because every now and then, life shows you that the thing you think you're rescuing, it's actually the one that rescues you. Thank you all so much for watching and for letting me share this story with you. It means the world to me. If it touched your heart, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more stories. We'll see you in the next one.